Hi, and welcome to the Sports 2.0 network for our horse racing preview for the weekend. Got a very busy weekend of action taking place at Saratoga this coming weekend. Me and my friend Ace will be going through all the races. Ace, how you doing?
Great. Happy to be here. What a wonderful day at the spa we're going to have on Saturday.
Hopefully packed with winners.
Indeed.
But first, before we go into the racing for this weekend, we'll have a look back at some of the racing from last weekend. I don't know about you, Ace, but I was not blown away by Essential Quality last week. He ended up winning by half a length in the end. Is it just about getting over on and just getting the win in the Jim Dandy?
I really do think it's just about getting the win. You know, Saratoga is named the graveyard of champions for a reason. It takes down monster horses over and over and over again. So it wasn't Essential Quality's best race. But you know what? They won. And it's just going to be a prep for the next race and the next race and hopefully the Breeders' Cup Classic at the end of the year. I agree with you. It wasn't a super impressive win, but winning is winning.
Yes. Was there any other stars that caught your eye last weekend?
So there was a sprint race also at Saratoga. Jackie's Warrior is a special sprinter. 21, 44, and still run away at 6 furlongs by 7 lengths. You got to be kidding me. I think this one is definitely the favorite for the Breeders' Cup Sprint at the end of the year. And what a special horse. We saw some great racing last weekend. Apologies that we didn't give out too many winners for the weekend. But then again, there's always this weekend to make up for it.
There is. And without any further ado, we'll get cracking on this weekend's racing. Starting with the Saratoga Derby. It's a Grade 1 over 1 3/6 miles on the turf for 3-year-olds. We've got your favourite horse in this race, Ace, Bolshoi Ballet, back in the States. How are you feeling about him?
I would not bet Bolshoi Ballet. I'm taking a stand today. I will not bet this horse. I know Ryan Moore's shipping over. I know Aiden O'Brien has kept this horse here. I think they're going to be very short. Morning line odds of 2-1. No way you get 2-1 come Saturday. No way. You're looking at 4-5. And if you're looking at 4-5 on Bolshoi Ballet, who is obviously the class of the field, I'm looking elsewhere. Sure, I'll be playing in my pick 4s and my pick 5s, probably Bolshoi Ballet. I'm going to the outside. I'm going with a horse trying the turf for the first time. King Fury was on the Derby trail. Didn't really do much of anything once getting on that Derby trail. But I do like Jose Ortiz. I like Ken McPeak. I think 10-1 is a fair price on a horse trying the turf for the first time. I know he's up against monsters, but Jose Ortiz is running so well at Saratoga right now. I'm going to take a shot at a mid-long shot price.
I feel like I've been stung by King Fury one too many times by now because I thought I was actually quite disappointed that he didn't win the Ohio Derby last time because I thought that was really winnable. Like you say, on the turf, is a bit of an unknown quantity in here, but I am not going to be taking my chance again. I'm not being stung for a third time on him. I thought Bolshoi Ballet was really, really good in the Belmont Derby earlier. I'm still kind of put off by his derby at Epsom because he was so highly thought of for that race and he was just so disappointing. I do, however, think that the European style of kind of setting back and then attacking in the latter stages is where this race is going to be won. So I'm going to go with a different import for this race and Cadillac. So I'm a big fan of Jesse Havington anyway because I followed through the National Hunt and I won on her a couple of times with Sizing John in the Cheltenham Gold Cup. But I just think he weren't disgraced in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf last year when he was 4th. And he returned in the International Stakes at the Curragh this year. And I thought he was really, 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 really good on that showing. And I'll be willing to take a chance that this is going to be his race.
I like that we're both going against Bolshoi Ballet. When I lose, I'd rather get kicked in the face and lose with a buddy next to me, just so I know that they're on the same wavelength as I am.
Yeah, I mean, Bolshoi Ballet is the class of the field, like you say. But like I said, I think it is going to be that kind of European kind of style of riding, which is probably going to come out on top in this.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Saratoga right now as who are the Ortiz brothers on, first and foremost, Jose Ortiz and Irad Ortiz. And then leading jockey, surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, Luis Saez, running some unbelievable, taking some horses that should never win and putting them in places to win. There's one other horse in this race that I would like to be on, but Charlie Appleby is bringing over Secret Protector, but they're putting Mike Smith aboard, and I don't know what it is, but Big Money Mike, I haven't watched him win a race in forever. Would I love to take a Charlie Appleby 6-1, which I think will probably go up? Godolphin. I just can't do it with Mike Smith aboard.
So you'll be waving that one then?
I'll be waving that one, but like I said, it'll probably come in Bolshoi Ballet and Secret Protector just to make me look like an absolute genius.
Yeah, so final thoughts on that one then. You're going...
I'm going King Fury. Let's try the turf. Let's get a fair price. Between 10 and 15 to 1 would be amazing. I think Jose Ortiz can really ride. I like the outside post. I understand that it's a longer race, but I hope Jose just keeps him close to the front of the pace, and hopefully, he gets the first run and first jump.
Yeah, and I'll be sticking with Cadillac and a Harrington winner.
Don't blame me one bit.
Next up, we're staying at Saratoga for the Whitney Stakes. It's a grade 1 over 1 1/8 miles on the dirt. There's a Breeders' Cup Classic entry for the winner. I think this is a really, really good race. There's grade 1 winners all over the place in this. So, what you got?
Mm-hmm. I am actually. This is such a great race. It's such an unbelievably great race. I don't know where my money's going to land just yet, but I'll tell you, Knicks Go is a special horse. Maxfield seems to be a special horse. You got the Philly Swiss Skydiver coming back, who beat Authentic in the Preakness last year and beat the boys. And then you've got Silver State, who beat Knicks Go last time out, and by my standards, who, sure enough, is one of the only 5-year-olds here, but is a special horse. I think my money is actually going to land on Maxfield. I'm going to stick to Jose Ortiz. I'm going to play, the fact that Maxfield's only lost once when he traveled out to Southern California. Maybe didn't like the track, but otherwise Maxfield's looked great. Knicks Go, he had a super impressive race last race, but he won in Iowa, not a very known track. He won at Prairie Meadows, so I think I'm going to pass there. But who did you land on?
I think Knicks Go is a really. I think it's if you want to take on Maxfield, I think Knicks Go is probably the one. The high speed figure in this race of 117. I thought he really rediscovered his mojo last time out after being pretty disappointed in the Metropolitan and the Saudi Cup. I think the style of this would probably suit him, and I think his speed could probably be the decisive factor.
I hear you. This horse is just he's raced here before at Saratoga. Didn't seem to like it. Didn't seem to like it for some reason. And listen, it's hard not to love the connections. It's hard not to love that he's a 5-year-old facing some other 4-year-olds. This is such a good field. If this race disappoints, I'm going to be so upset. I want this to be 5 across the track, coming down the stretch, just wide open, and someone wins by, a half a length where everyone else is finishing within 2 lengths. That's what I'm really hoping for. It's usually when you have these short 5-horse fields, throw a dart, right? It's probably not going to be the best race. This one really is shaping up to be something special.
Yeah, and we talk about the girls taking on the boys quite a lot. I feel like we do it every week, really.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Swiss Skydiver in here, and I think for my money, she's the good value pick in this. What do you think?
I would agree. So scratched out of her last, or where she was pointed to because she spiked the fever, so she landed here. You know, you take a horse that has obviously won at this distance. Yes, she's taken on the boys a few times, some good results, some not so good results. But at the same time, if you're going to get 6-1 on Irad Ortiz Jr. at Saratoga, that's the biggest jockey upgrade you can get, going from Robbie Alvarado to Irad, who's arguably the best jockey in America. That's really saying something. That's really saying
Yeah.
something. And if he can get this horse to where she needs to be, stalking the pace, right behind Nick's Go and just firing, you could have a winner around 7-1.
Yeah, and she's also got quite a good record at Saratoga. She's 3 from 3. And I
Yeah.
think that's something that we probably shouldn't overlook coming into this.
1,000,000%. I'm with you.
I think she would actually be my pick for this because I can't. Nick's goes 6-5 at the minute. I don't think I could take that.
And I think it's actually going to stay at 6-5 just because of the name recognition of everyone else in this race. But at the same time, someone has to not show up, right? Like, say Nick's Go doesn't get the best break. They get rushed up to the lead. Maybe they don't hang around. Maybe you got someone who's literally right on Nick's Go's corner.
I feel like we lost you for a second there, Race.
It's all good. I'm back now, right?
Yeah. So we'll.
Yeah. I would not blame you one bit for going Swiss Skydiver here. Not one bit.
Are you going to be sticking with Maxfield then?
Yeah, I'm going to be sticking with Maxfield, Jose Ortiz. But here's the thing. You know what? Maybe go with the Ortiz and Ortiz exacta here. Maybe you go Maxfield and Swiss Skydiver in a little exacta box, and we're not upset with whatever brother wins the race.
Yeah. I'll be taking my chance with Swiss Skydiver, I think. So next up, we go to the Longines Test Stakes, also at Saratoga. Another Grade 1, over 6 furlongs on the dirt for the 3-year-old fillies. Bob Baffert's looking for a second straight win in this. He's got Illumination. What do you think of his chances?
I do not like his chances at all. I do not think Illumination is a special horse. I hate that this horse got the rail. In all honesty, this race is going to be my block of the weekend. I'm looking at a straight exacta box. I'm taking the Chad Brown horses in here. I very much like Always Karina. You have Flavian Pratt chipping in, who's on fire. And then Search Results, who I think is a special filly. Irad Ortiz, Chad Brown. I think this goes 5-7 or 7-5 flat. And in all honesty, even though there's no Malatat in this race, right? There's no super horse in this race, and it's a tweener distance, 7 furlongs. I think Always Karina and Search Results are 1-2 all the way around here. What did you think?
Yeah. Always Karina. The only thing that puts me off about her is she was beaten by Zagil last time out in the Mother Goose. I think her stablemate Search Results is the star in this race by like a considerable distance, really. Her only defeat coming against Malatat, and we are big fans of Malatat. She's a superstar.
She's a superstar. That's right.
So I just think this is like she's got the best form coming into this, and I think she should have it quite comfortably.
And in all honesty, if we're going to get 5-2 here, what a gift! What a gift, especially in a race that. Listen, I know it's not always easy to pick 3-year-olds. It's a unique distance, but I think Search Results makes this look easy, unless Always Karina with Flavian Pratt has something to say about it. Otherwise, I'm completely with you.
Yeah, I do kind of like Make Mischief's chances of a place in this. She's run at Saratoga 3 times, and she's been second on all occasions. And both of them have been in graded races as well. So I think her course form here could be kind of important when we get down to the final stretch of it.
I am with you. I've always been a fan of Make Mischief. Out of Into Mischief, you got Tyler Gaffley on the Gaff Man, who has seen better days, but Mark Cassie's no one to mess with from a trainer perspective. I like the odds. I like it underneath as well. And you know what? I'm going to play my 5-7 exacta, but I probably will play my 5-6-7 trifecta box as well, just to middle them.
Yeah, she also comes into this pretty good form. She was fourth in the Mother Goose as well, which isn't terrible either. I just think there's something there with Mike Mischief.
I'm with you. I think this is one as she grows older, as she figures out what she's supposed to be doing. Like, I feel like she's just been running on natural talent, learning how to switch leads, learning when to go, when to sit. I think this one could be something special as a 4-year-old, and even later in the year.
Yeah. Well, all this talk about 3-year-olds has got me thinking about we're kind of over the halfway point now of the season, kind of entering Breeders' Cup territory. I just want to get your thoughts about who do you think have been the standout 3-year-olds this season, both male and female?
So I think realistically, you look to the Oaks winner in Malatat, who is something truly special. You wonder, will she take on the boys? You wonder, will she, compete? At what distance when it comes year end in the Breeders' Cup? And then, I really do think Essential Quality is a special horse. The only argument is he beating anyone else who is special, right? And so we're going to see, I hope that in the next race he faces the older horses, because I do not think, besides Nick Skill, besides Maxfield, there's no real, I think, superstar 4-year-old or 5-year-old, right? I think those two are really the class. And I hate to say it, but where's the Derby winner been? Where's the Preakness winner? Where are all these horses that have taken second and third recently? Where have they been?
Who knows? I do kind of like. I think Mandaloon could be onto something bigger as the year progresses. Obviously, he could still be upgraded in the Derby, and I think he's just backed that up really well in the Pegasus and the Haskell. Obviously, they're talking about maybe going to the Travers later in the year, and that could be really, really interesting, because then we could see just how good he actually is. And then obviously the Breeders' Cup Classic is the potential end goal, isn't it? From the majority of these horses we're talking about, this is the end goal.
I'm completely with you. It's going to be really interesting to see, and it's also going to be really interesting. I'd like to see some of these 3-year-olds who looked great as 2-year-olds who are racing on the turf. Like, I haven't seen Aunt Pearl in the longest time. I feel like I haven't seen Mean Mary in a while. I understand when horses only race 3 or 4 times a year, especially on the turf, it's not too uncommon. But I'd like to see some of these horses racing again. Like, what's the story with some of them?
Yeah, I also wanted to draw your attention to a couple of the European horses that I think have been really well. Like Snowfall, for me, has been probably up there with Malatat as probably the best 3-year-old filly this year. She's Aidan O'Brien trained. She's been perfect 3-0. She won the Irish Oaks and the Epsom Oaks, and she's now the I think she's about 3-1 favourite for the Arc later in the year, where she could come up against my other one that I wanted to talk about, Adair, who I must admit I wrote him off a couple of weeks ago.
It's my horse right there. My winner.
Because I like a lot of people thought that the Derby winner Epsom was a bit of a flash in the pan, and I was intrigued to see what could happen next. But what happened next was a massive win to King George, which ended a 20-year wait for a Derby winner. And he's also thinking about going to the Arc as well, which would be really interesting to see them two against each other.
I am with you. I'm interested to see, as always, who ships over for the Breeders' Cup when it comes to the Euros, especially the undefeated Euros that Aidan sends over. But I'm taking Adair in the Arc. You know that already. It's hard to say, but I'm taking it.
So we'll get back into the racing for this weekend, and we've got the Glen Stakes, a Grade 2 over 1.5 miles on the turf. This is for 4-year-old fillies and mares. Well, 4-year-old and older mares. William Mott has won 3 of his last 6 renewals in this, and he's got Warlike Goddess in the Glen Falls this weekend. How do you rate her chances?
I mean, she's going to be the odds-on favorite. She's the only 4-year-old in this race besides Luck Money. I think they've got a really good chance. I'm going to go elsewhere, and it's because I always go elsewhere. And when it comes to this short of a price, I think they're going to be about 4 to 5 on an 8 to 5 morning line. I like Delika. I hate to say it. I always like Delika, and man, every time I'm with them, she loses, and every time I'm against, she wins. 9 to 2. You know, they're going to go to the lead. And if you're going to go to the lead, you might just be able to just walk and have enough energy for what's going to be coming behind. 1.5 miles is not an easy distance, and this horse has been winning and placing at 1.5 miles for the longest time against the best horses in the world. So I'm going to stick with Delika, even though it breaks my heart.
I think Delika has the ultimate kiss of death because I've also written that I'm willing to take a chance on Delika.
Oh no!
But you also I do like My Sister Nat as well for Chad Brown. She's got really, really good form at Saratoga. She won the Grade 3 Maya there last year, and she was third in the Grade 2 New York at Belmont last time as well. And I think at 3 to 1, I would be willing to take that, even though she's one of the older ones in the race.
I'm with you. I mean, it's hard not to pick Chad Brown on turf, right? And Jose Ortiz, like I was saying, I'm taking him in 2 of the other races, so go figure he'll lose my 2, but he'll come back and win for you.
So, in conclusion, then you're sticking with Delika in that one.
I'm going to stick with Delika. I'm a ride or die. That's what I do.
So to round off, then, best bets of the weekend. Who you got for this?
I'm going back to the Longines Test Stakes, Grade 1 at Saratoga. Search results over Always Karina.
And I'll be going to the Saratoga Derby and sticking with Jessie Harrington and Cadillac. I just think she's getting winners quite a lot now on the flat after switching the focus from the jumps to the flat. And I just think she's a seriously good trainer, and the winners are going to come.
I'm with you. So hopefully we give you some great Saratoga winners this week, and hopefully we can recap next week and talk about how Bolshoi Ballet did not show up.
Oh, we can hope. We can only hope. One of these weeks we're just going to get all 4 correct.
One of these weeks.
But this week.
Hopefully. Okay,
and that rounds us off then for this weekend's racing preview. Thank you so much for joining us. And hopefully we found some winners. From me and Ace, we'll see you next Friday. Goodbye.
See you.